microphones so that we can hear the nectar from Prabhuji without any disturbance and hindrances. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Vamsidhari Prabhu. Please proceed.
Sarvashastra Piyusha, Sarvvedika Satpala, Sarvasiddhanta Ratnadya, Sarvalokaika Druppada, Sarvabhagavata Prana, Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu, Kalidvanto Didaditya, Sri Krishna Parivartita, Paramananda Pathaya, Prema Vasaksharayate, Sarvada Sarvasevyaya, Sri Krishnaya Namostute, Madeka Bandho Matsangin, Madguru Manmahadana, Mannistaraka Madbhagya, Madananda Namostute, Asadu Sadhu Dadayi, Nati Nichota Chakara, Anamanchakadashirmam Premna Hritkantayospuraa Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutalishmate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Dinave Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutalishmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinave Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे योऽन्त प्रविश्य माजिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीव्यत्यखिल शक्तिधर स्वदां नामन्यातः स्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं पान्त्वस्मान् पुरुहूतवैरि बलवन्मातङ्गमाद्युत्कटाकमुलोच्चाद्रि विपाटनाति कपटु प्रत्येकवज्रायिताः श्रीमत्कण्ठीरवास प्रदसुनकरा धारिदारादि दूर प्रध्वस्तत्वान्तशान्त प्रविद्मनसा भाविता भूरि भागैः जन्मादिस्य तोन्वयादितरसप्तर्जे स्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृतामिता वेमयोऽत्र शर्गो मृषाधाम्नः स्वेन सरानिरस्तगुं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मप्रोजितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सत्यो हृत्यावृत्तिकृतिभिः शुश्रूषमिस्तच्छनात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतसंहितं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So now we are in this Uddhava Gita, 24 gurus of Uddhava Brahmana, and yesterday we have covered Panchabhuta, means earth, water, fire, air, ether. So what we have learned from all these five things are what are the instructions that Yadu Maharaj got from Uddhava Brahmana that we have seen yesterday, and today we'll continue with the other items. Now we have in front of us almost like 19, I guess. So I don't know how many we can cover today. So whatever is possible, we'll cover today. So now the next thing he's explaining is moon. About moon. Chandrama. So from moon, what we learn, he says, if you see moon, it has growing and then it has waxing period. So it is growing for some time, again dies. Sorry, it is growing for some time and dies, and again starts growing and waxing and dies. So if you see like that, then in a year we have 12 times of birth and 12 times of death of a moon, but actually it doesn't happen. There is nothing like birth or death for moon, or waxing or growing for a moon. It is just staying. It is just because of our view, we see like that. Similarly, in this body, the soul has neither growth, neither birth, neither death. Only this body undergoes this kind of changes, but soul doesn't undergo any kind of changes. So considering this, we should understand there is nothing like he is very old, he is very young, he is very beautiful, he is very ugly, like wet stool and dry stool, like yesterday I told you. So when you understand this, then we understand the shloka of Najayate Amriyate va katachin nayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuyaha ajaha nityo shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. When the body destroys, the soul doesn't destroy, the soul doesn't take birth, the soul doesn't die. So understanding this from moon, I understand all these things. So this is what we learn from moon. And then he goes to Ravihi, to sun. So from sun, what this Avadhuta Brahmana is teaching us, he's saying the sun is doing a thankless task. Why? because sometimes we glorify sun and sometimes we curse. Especially in Madurai, we have 3 different seasons: hot, hotter, hottest. That's it. We don't have any other seasons. We have only these 3 seasons. So when there is too much sun, we curse. What kind of sun? Too much sun. Why don't you be little merciful to us? And if you see, especially in Western countries, where there is no sun or sun comes, very lightly during 2 months, 3 months, they appreciate sun and they glorify sun. So sun doesn't get affected by glorification or by defame. It just does its duty. Similarly, when devotees are preaching, some people they appreciate, some people they don't appreciate. Like when you are giving lectures, some people they come and say, "Oh, very nice, good lecture. It was very interesting and points. They're heart touching and they're changing, life changing points. They're very nice." And some people they come and say, "Oh, it was too heavy. It was difficult. It is not for it's not for us. The audience, cannot take this lecture. It's not good. We should speak a little mild." But what to do? We should do our duty, like Srila Prabhupada did. He was always, speaking the truth. He was never compromising. He was just presenting Krishna as it is. And then it's up to the people, how they view and how they take. So we should be always in the place of presenting the truth as it is. We should not be considering what people will think. Jada Ranjana. We should not be entertaining people. We should be there in order to just give the truth. That is the one thing that we learn from sun. And the other thing is that the sun, it takes so much water vapor from the ocean, it makes into a cloud and then pours down, gives back. Doesn't hold anything. It just collects and then gives back. When there is a need in a proper place, it just gives back. Similarly, what we should do, or sadhus or devotees, they collect so much for the Lord, and as soon as they collect, during a proper utilization, when the proper utilization comes, then he gives back everything. Doesn't hold anything back. When you hold back something, then problem comes. That's what Srila Prabhupada says always. Whenever you get money, you print books or engage, in devotion service. If you keep on, dragging this money in your account, in your bank account, then some suspicious, plans may come. We may tend to do some mischievous activities because of this. So whenever we get money, we just use it in the Lord service completely without any attachment. This we learn from sun. Then the next thing is pigeon. He says pigeon kapotaha. From pigeon, what we learn? There is some small story here. The Saudata Brahmana is relating, and for your it's an amazing thing that the same kind of story we find in Srimad Bhagavatam in a different place. The same kind of story is spoken by Hiranyakashipu also. When Hiranyaksha was killed, the mother, she was very sorrow, and she was very morose, and she was crying for the son, for Hiranyaksha's death. And Hiranyakashipu comes and he is instructing his mother, that why are you crying? What is the use of crying? You are thinking he is your son, but how he is your son? When did you go to some shop? Brought some 2 eyes, 1 nose, and ears, and all the skin, blood, mucus, and then put them into a bag and then made it your son. He just came here. He stayed for some time and he left. This is the nature of this world. We go when we are so much hungry. Then we go to some restaurant, we eat, and we go back. There's nothing like, when I go to restaurant, I make association, we are all hungry people association. So I came to restaurant, I start eating, and then we start living in the restaurant. No, we come here, we enjoy, we give bill, and then we go back. Similarly, we come to this material world to finish off our karma, and then we go back. There is nothing like, no, I know everyone, we are going to stay forever, and then they lived happily forever, happy ending. There is nothing like that. So this I have learned from this pigeon, and he is narrating one small story here. Interestingly, in the middle of this discussion, a small story comes. What he says, Nati sneha prasanga vindate santamapi kapotiva. He's saying there used to be one pigeon family, male pigeon and female pigeon. Both of them, they were living together in a nest. And they have so much attraction to each other. and the male pigeon loves wife, this female pigeon very much, and this female pigeon also very chaste, very beautiful, very submissive, very promising. Then she was serving her husband also very faithfully, and both of them, they stayed together always. They never get separated, eating, sleeping, bathing, wherever they go, they're always together, and so much love is being shared between each other. And male pigeon is saying, I cannot live without you. You are my life heir. If you leave, and I will also leave, like that. We used to say, many different kinds of sentences to our wives. So in the similar way, he's also glorifying his wife. And what happened suddenly? Then child start coming, small pigeons, small pigeons. They start coming, and then what happened? The parent pigeons, they got so much affection for the child because they are small, they are very beautiful, and their words and their voice is so attractive, and they are hearing and they are getting very happy. So like this, they have very one nice small family, very happy family. And this parent, this father, mother, both of them, they went outside to collect some food. And when they went outside, what happened? Some hunter, he comes and he throws a net and he catches all the child pigeon and he's ready to take it away. So what happened? This both the parent pigeon, they are coming after finding the food. They're coming to see what happened. And when they come, they see this most bad thing, that all the children, all the child pigeon are in the net of a hunter. When they saw this, the mother started crying and she was beating in her chest. I started crying, oh my small children, how sweet they are, how lovable they are, how much happiness they have given me in my life with their sweet voices. How can I sustain my life without them? Let me also go and die along with them. Then the female pigeon, she just falls in the net and then caught by the hunter. Now the male pigeon, it is looking at it. And looking at it and is crying. Again, it is also started crying. This also started lamenting about their family life. What I will do without you, or what I will do without my family. So there is no use of staying me without family. With what happiness can I get without my family life? The same thing it is presented by Arjuna also. When Arjuna was trying to argue with Krishna, he's saying, what happiness I will get by killing all my relatives? If there are no relatives, to whom I will boost myself? Whom I will boost? I'm getting everything, after I become king, to whom I will show? You see, I'm a king, to whom I will show? There is no use of getting all my wealth without my parents, without my relatives. So in a similar way, this male pigeon, it's also crying. So what it does, it just again went inside that net and fall down and left body also. The hunter, he just took away that pigeon family and then whole family died. So here the Brahmana is saying, Yah prapya manusham lokam mukti dwaram apavritam griheshu kangavat shaktes tam arudhya achyutam viduhu. Tam arudhya chutam viduhu. He's saying at least that male pigeon could have saved its life. It doesn't have to die. At least the male pigeon can be intelligent enough and run away. But once if you are disturbed, then you don't know what you are doing. You are thinking that is the whole world. When some small problem comes, we think that is it. That's it. This is the end of the world, and I just have to leave my body. I have to die. There is no other way. There is no other solution. So in the similar way, this pigeon, because of too much disturbance, it cannot think properly. When you are too much disturbed, you cannot think properly. When you are a little sober, then you can actually see what is the problem. So here, what happens usually, Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nachavago yata shanti ashantasya kutasukam. Krishna says, Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. When you don't have ayukta buddhi, means one-pointed intelligence. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nachavava yata shanti ashantasya kutasukam. When you lose composure, when you lose your intelligence, when your intelligence scattered, then there is no point of happiness, then there is no point of shanti. So we should have this one-pointed attention of intelligence. That's called what's that shloka in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says we should have one-pointed attention of intelligence. What is shloka? Anybody knows? Vivasaatmika ekeha kurunandana bahushakahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Vivasaatmika buddhi, you should have one-pointed attention of intelligence. Vivasaatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana bahushakahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. If you don't have the one resolute intelligence, then your intelligence is multi-branched. So in a similar way, this pigeon cannot think about this. Just went inside and died. At least it could have saved its own life, but it has missed its life. So in a similar way, what humans are doing, yaf prapya manusham lokam mukti dwaram apavritam. After gaining this human birth, we have the chance, we have a good chance to get out of this world. But what happens usually, griheshu khagavat shaktas tam arudya chudam viduhu. But what happens usually, people, what they do, after gaining this human birth, which is very rare to achieve, what they do, they misuse this human form of life in the form of maintaining their family and living for their family and ultimately dying for their family. They don't use their family, they don't use this human form of life for upliftment. And it is giving an example, like a person is going in a upstairs, he's going first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, he's going to 100th floor. And what he does, from there he falls down. That's what he said. Tam arudya chudam viduhu. Tam arudya. He is going, slowly, with so much endeavor he's gaining in his life. Slowly he's developing in his life. And then what happens? There is no use. He just falls down and commits suicide. In a similar way, we are all committing suicide. If we don't utilize this human form of life, then we are all committing suicide. Radha Krishna Nabhajiya Janiya Shuniya Vishagainu. That's what Narottama Das Thakur says. Once what happened, my father got heart attack. And then when he got a heart attack, we don't know what to do. I was clueless. I don't know what to do, whom to call, and whether I should take a vehicle and go back, or should I call an ambulance, whether the ambulance will come or not, and which hospital I should go, whom I should call. It's too much tension. Was it too much tension? I don't know what to do. Then my neighbor comes. Then what he does? Okay, sir, please wait. Then he makes a phone call. He calls, and then vehicle comes. We go, and then he goes and talks to the doctor. And doctor comes and does the treatment, and then everything is solved. And after that, after 1 month, my neighbor's father got some kind of fix, some kind of problem. And then what I did, then I went there, I saw, then this person was in the same situation. He was in the same tension. He could not make decisions. He was like, too much disturbed. Then what I did, I made the same procedure and then took him to the doctor, and then everything went right. Then we were discussing what happened actually. You were disturbed, I was disturbed. What happened? When my father is disturbed, he is not disturbed. He was very cool. He was very composed. He could take decisions properly. Why? Because he knows that is not his father, and he is not attached. Whether my father is going to live or die, he is not attached with the result. He is just simply helping. He is just simply doing his duty. That's it. So in a similar way, when you think it is mine, and when you're attached with the result, what will happen? Then we get anxiety. Then we get too much problem. Then we are in tension. If you think it is not mine, if you don't care for the result, if you think this is Lord's service, Lord has assigned me to do this, and I'm doing this with my full concentration, with my full endeavor, then you won't get disturbed. So that is how we should learn from this pigeon. We should utilize this human form of life, and we should not waste it, in the name of maintaining a family. So don't keep your mind always engaged with this kind of affection and this kind of love. Okay, my family is there. Krishna has given me this family, yes, but without attachment, without expecting for result. Just do your duty. Just maintain your family, but your attachment should be for Krishna. Your attachment should always thinking about how I will reach Krishna. That should be our real goal in our consciousness. So this we have learned from pigeon. And the next he goes to Paitan or Ajagra. Ajagra means snake, python, big snake, malapambu we say. I don't know how to say in English. Python, it's in Python, it's in English only. So, okay. So what Python does, what we learn from Python, he says that this Python, what is the quality of a Python? It just stays in one place, doesn't go around, and whatever comes on its own to its mouth, it just eats and stays there. It doesn't make too much endeavor for eating. So in the similar way, a sadhu, he should live a life like that. He should not make too much endeavor to find his food, to find his shelter, to find anything. He should be happy with whatever has God is providing. He should not make too many endeavors. So happiness and distress, anyway, it is fixed. Whatever we are destined to get, we will get it definitely. That's what Prahlad Maharaj says also in his Bhagavatam, in his teachings to the Gurukula, in the Asura Gurukula. He says, Sukam Aindriyakam Dhaitya Deha Yohena Dehina Sarvatra Labhyate Daivat Yata Sukam Atyantaha. So in this world, whatever distress that we are getting, it is coming automatically according to our karma. In the similar way, whatever happiness that we are destined to get, we will get it definitely. So what we should do, we should not utilize our time uselessly trying to make ourselves happy or trying to get happiness, trying to get labha, profit. We will get it anyway. So what we should do? We should be like a python just laying down and sleep? No. We should make a spiritual endeavor. We should not make material endeavor. This human birth, after getting this human birth, we should not make too many endeavors to satisfy our own senses. We should understand, Lord is my master, He has created me and He is providing. He will provide me, definitely. So with this idea, if you start, living your life, then we are called Paramahamsa. Madhavendra Puri, he was living that kind of life. He never go to any house for begging for food. He will just sit in one place, and whatever comes on Krishna's mercy, he will just accept that only. He will not hanker for food. And like that, he used to stay for a long time, for long days. Sometimes food you will get, sometimes you don't get food. It doesn't matter. They don't care for that. And whatever food it comes, they will accept it. It is not that they should get so much food. Sometimes they may get less food. Sometimes they may get some delicious food. Sometimes they may get some old food. They won't care much. But we cannot be in that level. Sorry to say, but it is very difficult for us. At least in our sense, what we can do, we can at least expect prasada. That is Krishna's mercy. Only prasada. Prasada means cooked by devotees, cooked with devotion and offered with devotion and accepted with devotion. That is prasada. So in this Python, we learn Udhara Nimittam Bahuvritya Vesham. Just for this Udhara, for this stomach, we are making too many Vesha. Vesha means too many character. Too many people we should go and bow down, okay sir, please engage me in your service. I'm ready to do anything for you. Please give me some money. Just for this stomach. For the stomach, we don't have to work too much. To maintain our life, we don't have to endeavor too much. If you understand that Lord will protect me, rakshishati iti vishwasaha, then definitely we won't be doing so many endeavors just for this. Anyway, we have to work. Nobody can live ideally. Nahi kashit shanamapi jatadishtata karma kriti karyate avasya karma sarva prakriti jairgunahi. Everybody has to work helplessly according to their nature. So instead of working for some useless people, let us work for Krishna. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. We have given our life, so many life to so many useless families, nation and neighbors and our senses. We have dedicated this family so many times to so many people. At least give this one life to Krishna, completely to Krishna. Then you can get out of this world. Otherwise, very difficult. So at one point of time, we should make a decision whether I'm going to live for Krishna or for Maya. So this decision we should make. We cannot just go on with this two boats. One leg here and one leg there. Yes, to some extent it is okay. To some extent, yet karoshi yadashnasi yajjigoshi dadasiyat yet tapasyasi kaunte tat kurushma adarpanam. To some extent it is okay. It is not bhakti yoga. It is karma yoga only. It is karma mishra bhakti only. Bhakti yoga means completely dedicating ourselves in the service of the Lord. So that point we should bring. At one point of time, we should realize, yes, enough is enough. Whatever I have, that's enough, to maintain my life. Now my life, my full life is for Krishna's service only. So this understanding we should get, this level we should come. We should all strive to come for this level. So next thing, he's speaking about Arnavaha, ocean. Next he's speaking about ocean. So ocean, from ocean, what we learn? From ocean, he's explaining so many different points. Very interesting point. He says the ocean, when he's the characteristics of oceans are prasanna. Prasanna means very pleasant. When you have some problems in your mind, in your brain, then you go to some oceans, seashore. When you see ocean, it cools you down. It makes your mind very peaceful, very pacified. Because ocean is so big, and when you stand in front of ocean, you feel so small, and your problems also it feels like a very small. Sometimes we think, I have the most biggest problem in this world. How can you have a biggest problem in the world when yourself is very very small? Yourself, you are very insignificant, and you think, I have the biggest problem in the world. You cannot have the biggest problem in the world because you are nothing in this world. You are not the biggest of anything. You are the most insignificant. So you are not the most of anything. Even Srila Prabhupada says, when one devotee, he goes and says, Prabhupada, I am the most insignificant. Prabhupada says, you are not the most of anything. So we are not most of anything. We are not even worth to become a proper demon also. Anyway, so here he says prasanna, very pleasing to see. Ocean is very pleasing to see. And gambhira, it is not that very pleasing to say, it is not that it is very clumsy or like a joker, all the time making jokes and like very light person. No, he is very gambhira, very grave also. Ocean is, from outside, if you see the ocean, it is very looking very cool, very peaceful. But when you enter inside ocean, it is very grave, very deep inside ocean. And durvigahyo. Durvigahyo means it is very difficult to be crossed. Nobody can cross the ocean. Similarly, if you see a sadhu, you may understand him to some extent, but it is very difficult for you to understand him completely. His depth, his knowledge, his mood of serving the Lord, it is very difficult for you to understand. Then Duratyaha means very difficult to overcome. we hear this from Bhagavad Gita also. Daivihi esha gunamayi mamamaya duratya. Duratya means very difficult to overcome. The similar way, devotees, it is very difficult for us to judge a devotee. It is very difficult for us to judge a devotee because his character differs time to time. We cannot judge a devotee based on some incidences. So this we have learned from ocean. And Anantaparaha. Anantaparaha means it's unlimited. You cannot find a limit for the ocean. Similarly, the devotee's qualities are unlimited. So what we are learning, these are the qualities from ocean. And Akshobhaya. Akshobhaya means not disturbed. The ocean is not disturbed. And Smita. Smita means very calm. The ocean is very calm. So these are the qualities of ocean. Now what we are learning from these qualities of ocean. What happens in the ocean? So many rivers, they come and flow. So many rivers, they come and flow inside the ocean. And every day, some millions of gallons of water, they flow inside the ocean. Even though so much water is flowing inside the ocean, water is not overwhelmed. It is not overwhelming. It is not crossing its border. And in a similar way, during summer season, the sun, it is sucking so much water from the ocean, making it a cloud. And when the sun starts sucking, the ocean doesn't decrease its limit. It is same. It is calm. In a similar way, in a devotee's life, there may be at some point so many glories and name, fame, so many things will come inside a devotee's life. And also at some point of time, nobody is there to hear from us, nobody is there to sing, nobody is there, and he is also suffering sometimes. Externally there is nothing materially, nothing much flourishing. But devotee is very peaceful in both the situation. He is not happy when so many things are coming, and he is not disturbed when so many things are going away from him. In both the situation, he is very very happy. So that's why it is said Samruddha kamo hinova narayana paro munihi na utsarpeta na sushyeta sharidbhir iva sagaraha. So Narayana Paraha means the devotees of the Lord. They are not disturbed whether whether it is a happy situation or whether it is a distressful situation. In both the situations, they are very completely satisfied and they don't get disturbed. This we see in Siddha Prajna also. In Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna is explaining about Siddha Prajna, he is explaining the same quality. And then what we learn from the ocean. The ocean never expects that the river will come and flow. The ocean never expects. In a similar way, the devotee is not expecting anything from the Lord, about His mercy. He is just doing His service. The devotee never expects anything. But what Lord is doing, He is just giving so much thing for the devotee. So much opulences He is giving. Without expectation, the Lord is giving. That is real. That is real form of detachment. The devotee is not expecting, but the Lord wants to give. When Lord wants to give, nobody can restrain. Nobody can stop it. In the similar way, the devotee is very peaceful on his own. He is doing his devotion service when Lord is giving so much. This we learn from so many examples also. Sometimes you may see some devotees are very rich, very wealthy, and then we should not get greedy. Why devotee should be very simple? Why he is so rich? It is coming according to his purva karma. Without any endeavor, he is getting so much wealth. Without getting too much endeavor, he is getting. So it is his previous karma. So according to his previous karma, he is getting. We should not be greedy also, and we should not do over endeavor also to get material opulences. When it comes on own, we should accept it, and we should not make any too much endeavor to accept to gain this material wealth. So this is what we learn from the ocean. Then comes moth. Moth means we say I don't know how to say in Tamil. Maybe vetti puchi or something. Moth, moth. Moth means there is some when there is a light, so many flies they come and they die inside that light. So from this moth, what I have learned, this is called patanga. In Sanskrit, it's called patanga. So what happens with this moth? Drishtva striyam devamayam tadbhavair ajitendriyaha pralabhito pata adenge tamasa angavo patangavat. This moth, what happens? It just sees a very attractive light, the fire, and then it gets attracted. Then it goes to touch the fire. Then its beard, its mustache got burns, and then comes back. And then again goes, touches, again it gets burned. It doesn't learn. It again goes and enters inside the fire and then leaves the body. The similar way with this eyes, now he's going to speak about the five senses, the controlling of five senses. With this eyes, what we are doing, whatever we see, we get attracted and we want to enjoy. Whatever we see, we want to enjoy. That is a defect in our eyes. We see so many things and then we want to enjoy immediately. Especially here he is saying, Drishtva striyam devamayam. He is giving very nice sentences. Drishtva striyam devamayam. When Lord was creating so many things here, he kept Maya in different places to different percentage. But in the form of women, he has kept 100% of Maya. For women, man's body is 100% Maya, and for man, women's body is 100% Maya. So what happens? When you see that, you get attracted. Then tad bhavair, when you see their gestures, when you see their laugh, when you see their hand movements, and when you see how their limbs are created and how beautiful, how smooth, like this, you start looking at it very deeply, very, very, very closely. Then what happens? Ajitendriyaha. Then pralobhita patanti ade tamasa ango patangavat. Then you get bewildered and then you fall down. So this is what happens. So what we should do? We should close our eyes and go? No, it's not possible. Stree are everywhere, women are everywhere, and man are everywhere. So how to do that? If we have to avoid them, then what we should do? Then we should take the example of Lakshmana. from Ramayana. In Ramayana, when Shugriva was showing the different ornaments to Lord Rama, please see whether this belongs to Sita. When some lady was going on the sky, she threw some ornaments on us, and we have kept it safely, that ornaments. You can please check whether it belongs to Sita. Then he was showing. Then Rama, as soon as he saw the ornaments, he started crying. And then he could not see properly those ornaments. Then he calls Lakshmana and he says, Lakshmana, can you see whether this belongs to Sita? Then Lakshmana comes and sees. He says, I don't know whether this necklace or whether this chain or whether this earrings belongs to Sita. But one thing for sure, I know this the ornament which we use in our legs, this feet, this ornament I know, this belongs to Sita. How do you know? Because every day I pay obeisances and I every day see this ornament, I know this ornament. So what does it mean? He has never seen Sita's face? No, he has seen Sita's face. But seeing is different and looking is different. You see so many things, you just see so many things. But when you start observing something, then it is difficult. Then it is a problem. So we can see, there is nothing wrong in seeing, but when you start observing, how they are, how their bodily arrangement and how they are smiling, how soft, how different nature they have. When you start observing all these qualities, then you get attracted. Then once if you're there, then finish. Nate vida swartha gatim hi Vishnu durasaya bhairattamanina andayadange vibhagiyamana. Here he says the deep well of ocean, the dark deep well. When you see from far away, it looks very green, very nice. But once if you go there, it is very dark, deep well. Once if you go inside, then finish. You cannot come out. You cannot come out. There is no chance of survival. In a similar way, when you see from outside, everything looks very glittering, very very beautiful. But once if you are there, then you are finished. You cannot come back. You cannot regain your spiritual strength. So that's why we should see with our eyes. We should be very careful. We should not be looking at useless things. We should be always engaging our eyes to see devotees and deities and Lord's different forms. We should train our eyes to see only this, and other things we can just see and we can just skip. We don't have to observe too much. Like when you are passing in the train, we may see so many stations, but we don't keep everything in our mind because it is unnecessary for us. We keep in our mind the station names which are very useful for us. In a similar way, we may see so many things in this world, but we don't get observed. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangastesu pajayate sangat sangate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate krodat bhavati sammohat smriti vibhravaha smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho pranashyati. This is how fall down comes. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. What happens? We start meditating on something. It is not that immediately after seeing something you get lust, you get desire. No. When we start seeing, then what happens? Then in our mind it enters. Then we start meditating on it. Dhyayato vishayam pumsaha. Then what happens? Sangastesu upajayate. Then some attachment arises. Sangha arises. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. From that attachment, lust arises. Kamat krodho vijayate. When your lust is not satisfied, then anger arises. Then krodat bhavati sammohaha. Then when you are angry, then your brain doesn't work. You forget everything. Who is standing in front of you? What is his nature? What is his value? You just forget everything. You start shouting on that person. Then what happens? Then he falls down. This is how the psychology of mind works. So we should be very careful. We should never ever look at women or observe women's different bodily parts or their gesture. It is very, very dangerous. That's what it is said here. And then we hear from two things. One is Brahmara and one is Makshika. He is speaking about bees. There are two kinds of bees. One is Brahmara and other one is Makshika. One is collecting the honey and one is making the honeycomb. There are two kinds of bees. So what we are learning from this bee? The first thing is that bees, what it does, it just goes from one flower to another flower. It just collects the honey and brings back. just the amount of honey, whatever amount of honey it is there in that flower, it just collects that honey and comes back. It doesn't stay in that flower for some more honey. If that happens, what will happen? If the bee just stays in a flower to, expecting there will be more honey, I can get more honey, then what happens usually? These bees, they go inside the lotus, it just collects the honey, and because of too much honey, because of eating too much honey or expecting to collect too much honey, it just stays inside the lotus. And in the evening time, the lotus closes and it gets stuck inside and then it dies. The similar way, the sadhu, he should go each and every house, just collect whatever is needed for the day, and he should be happy with it. And he should not go to the same house again and again. If he goes to the same house again and again, what will happen? Some attachment will happen. That's why the Goswamis, they were not staying in one tree under they were not staying even under one tree for too many days. Even if you stay under a tree for too many days, you will get attachment. This is my tree. This is my tree. No, we should be completely free. We should be completely free from all kinds of attachment. That's what here it is said. The sadhus, what do? They just go different houses, collect, eat. That's it. If he goes, start, staying in one place, like for example, some brahmacharis or sannyasis, if they start going to same house again and again, expecting I will get more donations, expecting I will get more this and more that, then slowly his fall down will start. So like that, we should be like a, honeybee. Just go, collect whatever is necessary and be happy with whatever you have. And what honeybee is doing, it is going to different flowers. The flowers may have different kinds of color, different flavor, different taste. But what honeybee is doing, it is collecting the same kind of honey everywhere. Even though the flowers may be different, it is collecting the honey only. It is not, it is not caring about anything else. Similarly, we may study different kinds of shastras. We may study different kinds of Vedic literatures, but we should be careful about getting the essence only. Otherwise, all our knowledge is considered as useless. What is the use of studying so many things without getting the essence? Like nowadays we have our modern education. What we are doing, we're just burdening our brain with too many informations, just information after information, just going inside. But what is the essence? Did we learn anything? Did we apply anything in our life? If you see that, then there is no use. But for that, we are ready to spend so much money, so much time, so much energy. We are ready to do so many things for this education, which is ultimately useless. We don't get the essence. Then it is considered as a as kind of intelligence. It is just burden. There is no use of such kind of intelligence. So we should be intelligent enough to get the essence of the Vedic literature. And what is the essence of the Vedic literature? Vedashta sarve ahameva vedyaha. Even after studying all kinds of Vedas, if you don't come to the conclusion that Lord Krishna is the essence of Vedas, then all your studies is considered as useless. Alodya Sharva Shastrani Vicharya cha punah punah idamekam sunishpannam dhyeyo narayana sata. This is from Mahabharata. So whether you are studying Mahabharata, Ramayana, Puranas, Itihasas, Upanishads, wherever you go, the essence is only one. What is it? Alodya Sarva Shastrani. After researching all kinds of Shastra, Vicharya cha punah punah. Vicharya means you have done very nice research. How many times? Punah punah. After researching again and again, what is your conclusion? Idam ekam sunishpannam. I considered only one as an essence. What is it? Dhyeyo narayana sata. Always think of Narayana. Always think of Lord Narayana. This is the essence of all the Vedic literature. So if we don't come to this understanding, then it is useless. So from this honeybee, I learned how to get the essence of the Vedic literature. This is what he says. This is from honeybee, and this is from bumblebee, and there is a honeybee. There are two kinds of bees. One is bumblebee, and the other one is honeybee. So bumblebee is doing all these things, and what honeybee is doing? Honeybee is making all the honeycomb. It is like a lobha kind of bee. What it does? It just collects all the honey and busy making a honeycomb. It doesn't eat. It doesn't give to anyone. It is just making a honeycomb. And what happens? For sure, someone will come and kill everything and then collects and takes away everything. In the similar way, some grahasthas, what they do, They just collect so much for themselves. They just collect and store everything for them. They won't eat also and they won't give also to anyone. They just keep on saving. What happens? For sure, Lakshmi is, she doesn't stay in one place. If you're not utilizing it for Lord service, it just goes away. Somehow or other, it just goes away from you. Adrishtam, it just goes away from you. It just disappears. Either as in the form of government tax, or some thieves, they come and steal, or some loss in our business, or even if this doesn't happen, then you have to leave the money and go away. Mrityu sarva haraschaham, Krishna says, in the form of Mrityu, I take away everything from you. So what we should do, when we have good consciousness, when we have everything in our hand, at our disposal, what we should do, we should utilize it in a proper way. We should try to utilize this everything in Lord's service. Then you are carrying this money, whatever you have, as a credit. When you're leaving this world, all this credit will come along with you. Otherwise, just saving your money, just saving, and doesn't open, doesn't give to anyone, just kripana type of person. He just keeping for himself. He doesn't use for himself. He doesn't enjoy that money, and he just doesn't give also to outside people. So that kind of people are going to lose everything. So that's why it's called madhukara or mashika. So they collect, but they don't give. Again, at the end of life, they have to lose everything. So it's a best use of bad bargain. It's a best use of bad bargain. Anyway, we are going to lose our money. Anyway, we are going to get rid of all our money at one point of time. So what we should do voluntarily now, we should utilize this money in the Lord's service. Then you will have some kind of use for collecting this money. Otherwise, just collecting has no use. Someone will come and steal everything from you. So this we have learned from honeybee. So there are two kinds of bee, I told you, bumblebee and then honeybee. So these things we are learning from honeybee. And then he goes for another thing, that is elephant. Now he's going for elephant. What he says, Kari bhadyate karina anga sangataha. So elephant, what elephant does? What happens to elephant? Elephant is a huge animal. It is roaming around very freely in the forest. But what happens? They catch elephant. How they catch elephant? They make a huge, they dig a huge hole, and then they keep a female elephant near that hole. So what happens is male elephants start running in the desire of enjoying the female elephant. And what happens? It just comes and falls down in the pit, in the hole, and then they catch the elephant. In the similar way, what happens when we have desire to touch, for this touch desire, the skin disease, Prabhupada call it as skin disease. When we have this desire to gratify our skin disease, then we get entangled. This sex pleasure or the pleasure which we get from rubbing the skin, it is just like itching. When you start itching, it is good to some extent. When you start itching more, it's okay. When you start itching more and more, then the blood start oozing out. It's not good. You don't feel any kind of happiness there. The similar way, when the sadhu, not even sadhu, it applies to everyone. When we try to enjoy this, with our skin, then more and more problem comes. So here he is specially, giving this instruction for sadhus, especially for those who are in the path of renunciation. He says, a person should never touch a girl, or even with his foot. Even with his foot, he should never touch a statue or a doll which resembles like a woman. So we should be very careful. Even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this. A person who is in the stage of renunciation, he should never even see the form of women or the form of women in the form of a doll also. He should never see them. So when you start touching a woman, then so many problems arises. When you start touching a woman, so many problems comes. So it is better to be away from them. So this is what we learn from elephant. Otherwise, if you start gratifying your senses, okay, let us give a chant. Okay, we want to enjoy. Okay, let us enjoy. When you start enjoying, what happens? Then it is like puna charvita charvanana. You just keep on doing the same thing again and again, but you won't feel any satisfaction. So that's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this is like a dushpurena anil. He says, It is a dushpura. Dushpura means it is just endless or bottomless vessel. When you have a vessel, you start pouring, some milk or water. When the vessel has bottom, it will get filled up. But when there is no any bottom, you just keep on pouring, and then it just goes down, and then there is no way to fulfill it. The similar way, this lust, especially the lust, the desire between man and woman, the skin disease, the skin enjoyment, it has no any base. You just keep on asking, like a fire. Whatever you put in fire, just consume everything, and you cannot satisfy the fire. In a similar way, you cannot satisfy this sense gratification. It just keeps on asking. So this kind of enjoyment is not good. What kind of enjoyment is good? The enjoyment which you can share with everyone, the enjoyment which you can speak with everyone, the enjoyment which you are not, which you are not shy to share or to engage other one. That is a real kind of enjoyment. Like the enjoyment, what we are, thinking, the attraction between the pleasure between male and female, we cannot explain, we cannot share it with everyone openly. We cannot speak about it openly. Whenever somebody comes, we just keep quiet. We just keep quiet. We hide from everyone. So that is not real kind of enjoyment. Enjoyment meant it should be in front of everyone, and everyone can participate, and everyone should feel happy, and we should also feel happy, and we should not feel shyness. So that is real kind of enjoyment. And where we can get it? In spiritual life. When you see deities, when you decorate deities, when you hear Harinam, when you take Prasadam, this is real kind of enjoyment. This kind of enjoyment you can share with everyone. You can go and tell to your friend, oh, yesterday Harinam Sankirtan was very good. Yesterday I was hearing this lecture, it was very good. Yesterday we were taking Prashad, that was very good. So these are all real kind of enjoyment. And whatever enjoyment that we feel from the skin, it is not a real kind of higher enjoyment. So we should try to avoid this as much as possible. Like Srila Prabhupada once said, very heavy statement. In this world, there are only two things, either Krishna or Vajayana. So either you should choose Krishna or you should choose, a woman to serve. So what you want? Either you want to dedicate your life to Krishna or you want to dedicate your life to Krishna, or for a woman. So Prabhupada was very serious when he was, when he was preaching, because he was just forcing everyone to do this. Just serve Krishna. Just serve Krishna. At least this one life, just serve Krishna. So in a similar way, we learn from this elephant that we should not be attracted with the skin enjoyment. Then he speaks about Madhuha. Madhuha are the hunter, the honey thief. What this honey thief does? The honey bee, it is just collecting everything. It is storing everything. It doesn't give up. It doesn't give anything. So what this person comes, he just comes by force. He takes away everything. So in the similar way, if we don't use, like I have already explained, if we don't use it voluntarily, then everything will be taken away from us. Like somebody comes and takes away everything from us. I went to a businessman and I was talking to a businessman. I told, sir, you are very busy doing your business, but please be a little careful about your spiritual life also. If you don't practice your spiritual life, what will happen in next life? You will take birth among some animals or something, and again you will come to your same shop where he was doing business. You will come to the same shop and nobody will recognize you, and they will beat you with stick and they will throw you out. So when you have all the resources, when you have all the abilities, so please utilize it. Don't waste it. Especially when you have this human form, when you have all the senses are working nicely, when you are healthy, when you can, when you are having this ability to do some service, you please do it. You don't wait for the future. In the future I will do. After 1 year or after 2 years I will do. No, you don't expect. We don't know how many years we are going to live. So whenever you have this chance, whenever you have this ability to do it immediately. This is the time. There is nothing like next time or some right time. This is the time. This is the good time to do your devotion service. So this we learn from this hunter also, and from hunter we learn some other thing. What happens? Usually brahmacharis or sannyasis or vanaprasthas, they live. They get all the hard-earned money from grihasthas. Grihasthas, they work very hard. They earn their money slowly. They keep their savings. And these brahmacharis, these sannyasis, they come and they get this dakshana and they go away. And they have these rights to do. Shastra gives them rights to do this. So why? Because just to help the grahasthas to come out of this selfish mentality. Because grahasthas, they are working not for their own family, but for the whole world. Whatever they are earning, they used to share with everyone and they used to eat. If all the grahasthas are like this, then there won't be any violence, then there won't be any poverty, then there won't be any problem in this whole world. The only problem is everybody starts, stocking everything, and everybody becomes greedy just for themselves. Then the problem comes, then the poverty comes, then the chaos comes in the world. When all the grahasthas are open-minded, whatever they have, they share with everyone and they eat nicely, then there is no any problem. Lord has created everything in this world. But the only problem is we are greedy. We are, keeping everything for us, and then some needy people, they don't get it. So we have everything for our need, but we don't have anything for our greed. So this we learn from this hunter also, Madhuha. Then he speaks about deer, Harina. From deer, what we are learning? From deer, we should learn the deer, how they catch the deer. Deer goes very fast. It runs away very fast. But what happens sometimes, the hunter, they come and play the flute, very soft voice flute. And this deer is hearing this flute voice and coming near that hunter, and hunter easily catches and takes out. So in a similar way, we should not be attracted with whatever we are hearing. We should be very careful what goes inside these ears. So here he says, Gramya Gitam na shunayat. We should not utilize our ears to hear so many useless topics. This is the first instruction what Sukadeva Goswami gives to Parikshit Maharaj. One who doesn't know, one who has no knowledge about Atma Tattva, Apashyatam Atma Tattvam Griheshu Grihamedinam. So in the first line, in the second canto, if you see the Sukadeva Goswami, he starts speaking to Parikshit. And how he starts speaking? He says, the Grihasthas, those who don't have the inclination for the self-realization, they have Nrina Shanti Sahasrasaha. They have hundreds of topics to hear. They are interested to hear so many topics, but they don't have any time, any interest to hear about Krishna. So we should not be like that kind of Graha message. We should utilize our hearing capacity only to hear the glories of the Lord. And here he says, Nritya Vaditra Gitani Jushan Gramyani Yoshitam. He says, we should not hear or see or enjoy the dance of Yoshitam. Yoshita means women's. Because once if you see them dancing their bodily movements, definitely we are going to get attracted. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very careful. He will never allow any woman to come nearby him. Just keeping them little distance. It is true, in the modern civilization, it is very normal that man and women are mixing and they're talking, and it becomes just like a normal. Even if you speak about all this thing, they will think you are mad. How can you do this? It is just simply useless idea. But that's what Manu Shastra is saying. That is what Shastras are speaking. That's what Srila Prabhupada also saying. We should be very careful in dealing with women. It is not that they are Maya. We are in Maya. We are in Maya. That's why we see them as Maya. We have this tendency to enjoy them. So we have to be very careful. It is not that they are making us to Maya. They are dragging us. So we should be careful in our dealing. That's what here he says, that we should never ever try to see any women's dancing or their nritya or their beautiful futures. Regarding this, I have one interesting thing from Banu Maharaj. Banu Maharaj from Chennai. So what happened once? I will tell you two instances happened with Banu Maharaj regarding this women dealing. One thing is that Banu Maharaj and one brahmachari and one life member, three of them are talking. Three of them are speaking, and then the life member is making some jokes, and the brahmachari is also making some joke, and everybody is laughing. And Banu Maharaj is also laughing. Usually you don't see him laughing very much, but he was also enjoying the joke and he was laughing very nicely. Then what happens after some time? the life member's daughter, she enters inside the room. As soon as she entered the room, Banu Maharaj's face you should see. It just went like this. Just he hung down his head. He did not see that girl. And then this life member, he's still continuing. He's just cracking his joke. And this brahmachari, he's also laughing. He's also laughing, looking at the girl, looking at that life member, and looking at Banu Maharaj also. Trying to make him also laugh. But Banu Maharaj did not even, he did not even get up in his, he did not raise his head. It was just like this. It was like this. No laugh, no any reaction. He was just like this. So after that, then the brahmachari, he went and asked, what is this, Maharaj? Why you did like that? Then he said, this is how we avoid womanly attraction. How we avoid? Usually what we do, we try to impress them. Usually that is the whole nature of this world. Women are trying to impress the man, and man is trying to impress the women. This whole world is running. If there is no this concept of impressing each other, then nobody cares for anything. Especially for male, for boy, if he's staying alone, like in some boys' hostel, if you see them, they're very carefree. Wearing some old dress. They don't care much about their makeup or anything. But as soon as some woman enters, then the whole mood changes. So similarly, the Maharaj was explaining, Banu Maharaj was explaining how we should avoid women's association. You don't try to impress them. When somebody is there, our kirtan style changes, our lecture style changes, our dressing style changes, our way of speaking changes. We try to impress. That is the whole nature of this material existence. We always try to impress the opposite sex. That is the only cause that we are here. So what we should do, whether we should impress or whether we should avoid, or whether we should hate, we should not do both the things. We should not do both the things. What we should do nothing. That is the only solution. Just don't do anything. In front of women, in front of opposite sex, what we should do, don't try to impress them, don't try to avoid them, don't try to hate them. So what we should do? Icha dvesha samudvena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sargayanti parantapa. These both things are very dangerous. Icha dvesha. We should not have icha, we should not have dvesha also. No desire and no hatredness. Just do nothing. And also in the similar pastime, what happened with Banu Maharaj, once we went to a huge Pandal program. So it was Janmashtami program, and Banu Maharaj also came, and many politicians, they came also. And politicians, they started giving their own lecture. As a matter of respect, they were calling the politicians to speak, and then politicians, they started speaking, and one by one, they are coming and they're praising themselves and praising everyone, and this and that, they are like a political way. They are speaking one by one, 2, 3, 4. And then at last, it was even more embarrassing. Maharaj was there, and in front of Maharaj, they have invited so many girls to dance Bharatanatyam, young girls. And these girls, they got on the stage and started dancing. And we could see what Maharaj is doing, Banu Maharaj is doing. Banu Maharaj's face immediately went down like this. And all their dance program, he was not at all looking at them. He was just like this. He was not at all looking at them. And after the dance program finished, they called, now Banu Maharaj will come and give lecture. Then Maharaj goes on the stage. He was waiting, from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. He was just waiting one by one. Some other programs are coming. Then Maharaj goes on the stage. He did not even care to welcome anyone. He doesn't have to do that. Other people, they come and they start welcoming. Oh, I welcome this, I welcome that. I'm happy to have this and I'm happy to have. No, he did not care for all these customs. He just comes, takes the mic, and he says, this world is full of miseries. And as a soul, we are all suffering here in this world because we are thinking we are the enjoyer. Then he starts giving lecture in front of everyone about the miseries of this material world. It was Janmashtami lecture. how we should control our senses, how we should come out of this enjoying mood. So like that, he gave lecture, just 15 minutes, very brief lecture. He came out of the stage and then just directly went inside the car and left to Chennai. There is no waiting for honor, okay, somebody will come and honor me, they will put garland, they will come and, fall at my feet and take blessings. No, he was not at all caring for that. He just finished his lecture, he was just waiting. And then when his turn comes, he just comes, delivers his lecture, and then goes away. So this is how we should be also. This is how we should learn. We should not, there will be so many programs happening. We cannot avoid. This is Kali Yuga. We cannot avoid anything. So what we should do, we should save ourselves. In Kali Yuga, how can you stop rain? Rain you cannot stop. What you can do, you can just fold an umbrella. So that's what you can do. So in a similar way, in Kali Yuga, everywhere, there will be so much promotion for opposite sex enjoyment. Everywhere there will be promotion. So we should be very careful in protecting ourselves. So this we hear from the deer, the harina. So, and also the one more thing is, Avaishnava mukam girna adputam harikata amritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochishtam yatapayaha. This also we learn from deer. We should hear from devotees. Even though it may sound like a harikata, it may sound like harinam, we should never ever hear from envious people or non-devotees. Otherwise, your life will be ruined. So many people are speaking outside. Nowadays, everybody is speaking outside, from Bhagavad Gita, from so many Puranas. If you start hearing from them, slowly your faith on Krishna will go away, and you will develop some different kind of, some strange kind of faith, and slowly you will lose faith in your devotion service. So we should be very careful from whom we are hearing. And we should hear also from the speaker why he is speaking. We should know the speaker's ability, speaker's qualification also. Whether he is speaking for his name, fame, glory, or some material profit, or he is just speaking as a matter of service, not to glorify the Lord. If you hear from such kind of people, then your hearing has some effect. Otherwise, we can keep on hearing for thousands of years from so many people. They will be explaining all the philosophical points in a very nice way, but the heart won't change. Here in Tamil Nadu, we have very good speakers. They speak very nicely Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata. But people, they hear from them and their heart doesn't change. They don't give up any kind of sinful activity. They just keep on doing their sinful activity. Why? Because the heart in the Srimatan Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hridayantastohi Abhadrani Vihunnoti Sudarsana. When you hear from a devotee, then the heart changes. Then there is some transformation of heart. When there is no proper hearing, then the transformation of heart won't come. That's why we always prefer to hear from Srila Prabhupada and his followers, his sincere followers. Then the heart changes. So this we learn from the deer. And then the next one comes is fish. From fish, what we are learning? Fish is moving around in the water very freely, and it has so many things to eat. But in spite of all these things, when some person puts a hook with some small amount of meat, it just comes to eat and then gets caught by his tongue. So in a similar way, we should not let our tongue to go and taste everything. We should control our tongue. We should keep our tongue in a controlled way. Don't try to gratify your tongue. So that's why we say honoring prasadam. Whether prasadam is eating you or you are eating prasadam, that's a different thing. So in the beginning stage, we may say, okay, eat more prasadam, eat more prasadam, eat more prasadam. But once if you want to advance, then this eating tendency should go down also. We have these 4 tendencies: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. This is actually animalistic tendency. The Atma doesn't need this tendency. So when you are advancing in your spiritual life, then definitely these 4 things will come down. Your eating, your sleeping, your mating, your defending will go down. Your endeavor for doing all these 4 things will go down slowly. That means you are advancing spiritually. If you just keep on, voraciously eating, then it doesn't work. So there are different rules at different stages. You cannot follow the same rule in different stages. So if you are in first standard, you have a different rule. If you are in second standard, you have a different rule. Similarly, in Bhakti Yoga also, in the beginning stage, we may hear, okay, these are the basic things that you keep on doing this. Okay. Now, when you want to advance, then what you should do, you should give up these old rules and you are taking some new rules. You should take some new rules and start following them. The rules which belongs to that category. You cannot say, okay, I have learned this from beginning of my spiritual life, I will keep on doing this. No. When you want to advance, then you have new rules, advanced rules to follow. In the similar way, in the spiritual life also, we just don't keep on, dragging this old basic thing, whatever we have learned. We just keep on moving to the higher rules. But the basic rules remain same. Whatever Srila Prabhupada has given, the basic rule, it is same. But in connection with material things. In connection with material things, I'm saying. Like, for example, someone has said, okay, you are working, okay, that's very good. What you can do, how you can do devotion service, okay, every day chant one round, give some donation to temple, that's it. Now, this is also devotion service, but we should not just keep on dragging in the same rule. We should make advancement. Advancement means next, what is the next step? What's the next step? How to advance, how to improve myself. So this we should always keep in our mind. We should not just get stagnant in our spiritual life. If you are stagnant, then you are going down. We should always think about how to improve my spiritual life. This we should think. What I should learn, how I should serve more, how I should serve better. This consciousness we should always have. So this will help you to develop your spiritual life. So here he says, by fasting, we can control all other senses, but it is very difficult to control the tongue. Why? Because when you are fasting, the tongue becomes more, more aggressive to eat more things. So what we should do, we should not keep fasting also. We should try to satisfy the tongue. So how to satisfy the tongue? He says, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. This shloka everybody knows. Vishaya nivartante, Vishaya vinivartante. One can come out of sense gratification by niraharasya dehina. Nirahara means fasting. By fasting, what we can do? We can control all other senses, but tongue, very difficult. So, rasavarjam rasopescha param drishtva nivartate. Only by higher taste, we can control the tongue. And what's the higher taste? By taking only prasad. When we make this decision, this determination, when we make this vrata, what is that vrata? In my life, I will take only prasadam. I will not take anything other than prasadam. Once if we have this commitment, then slowly tongue will start following you. If you don't control the tongue, then it is very difficult for you to control any senses. That's why it says vacho veham, manasakroda veham, jikhva veham, udara upastha veham. When you don't control the tongue, stomach doesn't control. When stomach is not in control, your genitals won't be in control. Then you cannot be a proper. You cannot situate properly yourself in devotion service. So what we should do? We should take as much as we need. We should not eat more atyahara prayasascha, and also at the same time try to eat sattvic food. When you are eating sattvic food, then automatically you are satisfied. And also one more thing, when your stomach is full, your senses are satisfied. When your stomach is not full, all your senses are wanting so many things. That's why when you have very good prasadam, very good amount of prasadam, then you are completely satisfied. Like even in the beginning of ISKCON, okay, I don't have time much, so I will not go inside much details. So next thing is Pingala. Pingala, the prostitute. This is very famous in Srimad Bhagavatam. Many devotees, they used to explain this Pingala story. Pingala Uvacha. So about this Pingala, even gopis they speak. When Srimati Radharani was speaking about Krishna, she was addressing Krishna through honeybee, through this bumblebee. She was addressing Krishna as a messenger, and she was mentioning this Pingala's name. Even Radharani mentions what she says. Param saukyam hi nairasyam swarænyapi aha Pingalaha. She says giving up the desire is the highest form of enjoyment, is the highest form of happiness. So we should try to give up this Krishna's thought, then we can be happy. This is what Srimati Radharani says. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, from Brahmara Gita. Anyway, so what we are learning from this Pingala. This Pingala, she is a prostitute and she stays in Mithila, in Videha Desha. And her job is to find a proper person to get enjoyment. So what she does, she comes in the evening and stays in front of her door and starts looking at different people. She's thinking, okay, this person will come and make me happy. Oh, no, this person will come and give me money. No, this person don't. Oh, he's very healthy. He is very handsome. Maybe he will please me very much. No. He is not also not coming. Then she starts each and every people. She starts judging each and every people, thinking he will make me happy. He will make me happy. He will make me happy. And at last, nobody comes. It was very late night. She was just waiting, and nobody comes. Then what she does? She goes inside home, sits on the bed, and she starts contemplating. She starts lamenting. She's feeling so much painful in her heart because she was waiting all day. She used to please all this man previously very much, but now nobody cares for her. Everybody just looking at her, and then they just went away. She's hoping that these people will make her happy, but nobody made her happy. So she was just waiting, and she started lamenting. She's saying, how wretched I am, how useless I am. So I just for this useless kind of happiness, I was thinking this person will make me happy, this person will make me happy, this person will make me happy. But nobody can make you happy. Without spiritual knowledge, it is very difficult to give up this understanding of false proprietorship. Like yesterday we were discussing, when you have a proper spiritual knowledge, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha, when you have this knowledge that everything is Lord's manifestation, Lord's energy, then it is easy to develop detachment. In the similar way, without detachment, there is no way that we can get out of this body without developing detachment. So she is saying, how foolish I am. I was thinking how I will get pleasure, how I will get satisfaction, how I will get maintenance, how I will get help from these people, how I will get money from all these people. But I was so foolish. I was thinking they will make me happy, but it is not true. Even they are helpless. They are suffering themselves. But I was so foolishly thinking that they will give me happiness. This is what we are doing in our life. This Pingala prostitute, actually our life is also like that. What we are trying to do, giving up Krishna's service. We are all supposed to be serving Krishna. We are all Krishna's wife. But what we are doing, giving up his connection, his Purushottama, he is our Purusha. Giving up his shelter, giving up his protection. Now we are looking at different people in this world, thinking this man will make me happy, this person will make me happy, this person will maintain me, this person will protect me. If I serve this person, he will make me happy. So in this way, we are trying to serve, we are trying to find different people, different shelter, different protection here. So this all comes under this category. So nobody can make us happy, nobody can make us happy, nobody can satisfy us, nobody can help us actually. So who can do that? She's thinking, why I was so foolishly attracted with all these men. What is happiness there? Where is happiness there? Where is attraction in them? Whether their eyes are attractive, whether their hairs are attractive, whether their nails are attractive, whether their skin is attractive, whether their blood is attractive, whether their bones are attractive. What is so attractive in this body? Nothing. This body is just bag of all kinds of useless things. But still we get attracted with this body. When it is moving around. So there is actually no any good thing in this body. So she's giving so many. It's called Pingala Gita. Even Pingala, she's singing so many things. I'm not going to tell anything. I'm just summarizing few things only. So she's saying I was trying to get happiness from all these people, forgetting my real friend. There is one real friend who is always traveling with me without any expectation and always looking to do something good for me. But in spite of my own friend, I was trying to satisfy all these people. I was so gratitude. I was so gratitudeless. I'm trying to make all these people happy who cannot give me back anything. But I completely forgot about my own friend who is doing everything for me. So in my life, from now onwards, I will surrender myself to that Lord, and I will serve that Lord only. Like how Lakshmi is doing, serving Krishna, serving Narayana. So in my life, I will make a decision that hereafter I won't serve anyone. I will serve only Lord Narayana, and I will live only for his pleasure. This is my decision. And she's thinking, my God, come on, I'm a prostitute, and how I get all this good thinking? Why I'm getting all this good thinking? Whole my life, I was doing sinful activity, and suddenly how I get this good realizations? And then she answers, oh, maybe, because I'm living in Mithila, that is Videha Desha, that is Janaka Maharaja's place. So this place has influenced me. Maybe this place is influencing me to think good. So this is also, it is necessary. When we are staying with devotees, at one point of time we will realize and we will shift back. We'll change our mind. We'll rectify our mistakes. So that is the power of this living place. So we should be very careful where we are choosing our residence. If you are living among devotees or living near temple, then there is a much chance that we will rectify ourselves and good things will start happening in our heart. So she is thinking, okay, I will not do anything. Hereafter I will just serve Lord and I will be happy. She said this, and she is saying, Kleshaha nirveda hetavaha. She's telling very, very nice sentence. She's saying, Kleshaha nirveda hetavaha. For detachment, suffering is necessary. By suffering only, by experiencing the suffering, you get detachment. So sometimes sufferings are good. That's why Krishna gives us suffering also. When we get this suffering, we should understand Krishna is teaching us something. We should get detached from that thing. So, Kleshaha nirveda hetavaha. Yena anubandham nirhritya sa mam shamarichati. When you are free from anubandha, from this attachment, then shanti mrichati. Then you get peace of mind. So, ashahi paramam dukkham. For all kinds of suffering, asha, or the desire to enjoy, is the cause of all kinds of suffering. And then it says, nairasyam paramashukam. When you are free from attachment, when you are thinking that Lord is your protector, Lord is your shelter, and your only life, only goal is to serve the Lord, then you become happy. Then you become completely satisfied with your life. So with this understanding, let me become happy. So this is how the Pingala become devotee of the Lord, by thinking that the Kshananera, the moment of her distress brought her to detachment also. So Krishna also gives us distress. Why? To understand that we should get detached from all these things. So that's why Krishna says, Tattena kampasu samikshamanam bunjana evatma kritam vipakam. When the devotees, when they're expecting, without expecting, they are just doing their service, even though they go under so many kinds of suffering, they don't care. They just keep on serving. They just keep on offering their prayers, obeisances with their heart, mind, and with their body. They just keep on serving me, tolerating all kinds of miseries. So for that kind of people, the moksha is already given to them. It is their own property. They don't have to earn their moksha. It is already given to them. So that's what Krishna says. So in our spiritual life also, we also get so many kinds of problems. Then we should understand, this is all Krishna's mercy, and I should learn detachment from all these things. And like a Pingala also, we should learn that in this world there is only one shelter, there is only one well-wisher, there is only one relative, one person, one friend who can help us, who can satisfy us, who can make us happy, is Lord Himself. If you start searching to take shelter from different people, then we are like that Pingala, like a prostitute. We cannot be chaste, and Krishna won't come to that kind of people. Krishna needs chastity. Krishna, that's why he says, Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. He's very particular, only to me. He sees all this thing. When Draupadi, when she was in distress, the Dushasana, he's dragging the Draupadi along the street. Krishna is watching, Krishna did not come. Draupadi is crying in the court. Krishna was watching, Krishna did not come. She was crying, she was lamenting, she was screaming, Krishna did not come. She was begging help from her husbands, from the king, from different rishis, from Bhishma, Drona. Krishna did not come. Even she was calling Krishna with one hand, Krishna did not come. When she raised her both the hand and started crying, then Krishna came. So Krishna is looking for that kind of complete surrender. When you have that complete surrender, then Krishna comes. If you have any kind of thinking that this will help me, this is my shelter, this will protect me, this can maintain me, I can be happy with this thing. If you have this thought in your corner of your mind, Krishna will detect, and Krishna won't. He won't come and interfere. He won't come and take you back. So we should learn how to take Krishna as complete protector. For that, this kind of sannyasis, what they will do, they will just roam around alone without making any arrangements. They will think Krishna will protect me anyway. They won't make arrangements before going. I want this, I want that. They won't make arrangements. They just go, and whatever it comes, they'll just accept it. Like Srila Prabhupada, he did not make much arrangement when he was coming to US. When he came, he just came. It is Krishna's arrangement. Let me go and check what is there. So he came with complete faith, and Krishna arranged everything after so much struggle. And then he started giving everything. So this is how the devotee should be. Rakshishati iti vishwasaha gotrupta varnam tata. Always depending on Krishna's mercy and never looking for the comforts of life. So this we learn from Pingal. And still we have now how many? Now we have already finished around 17. So we have more like 7. What we should do? It's already 1:30. Should we go at least 1 or 2, or shall we stop here? At least we can finish 18. Who is there?
Okay, Prabhuji, you can proceed. You can complete that.
Okay.
You can complete.
Okay. Then the 18th thing, the 18th Guru, it is Kurura bird. Or in Tamil we say Parandu. It's like an eagle. It's like an eagle. You can say it's like an eagle. So what happened? Once this eagle, it brought some meat stuff, something to eat. It was keeping in its place. And suddenly, above that eagle, so many eagles started flying. So many eagles started flying and looking for that eagle to kill and take that meat. So as soon as this eagle, he left that meat, went away, then it became very safe. In the similar way, whenever we are in this world, when we possess something, when we are attached to something, then we have so many disturbances. When you give up your attachment, when you give up your possessiveness, then you are immediately free. You immediately feel happiness. Even Shankaracharya says in his Bhajagovindam song, he says, Yavat vitto parjana shaktaha stavan nija parivaro raktaha paschat jivati jarjara dehe vartam kopina prichati gehe. I think you may have heard this sentence. He says, Yavat vitto parjana shaktaha. Until you have this ability to earn money, then so many relatives will come and they will ask for your kuchala prashna. They will ask, oh, how are you? How you are feeling? Whether your health is good? How is your work, and how is your job is going on? And can we do some help for you? We are all your relatives. So many relatives will come. They will always keep on disturbing. As soon as he says, Stavan nija parivara raktaha. Everybody is very happy, very attached. But paschat jivati jarjara dehe. Jarjara dehe, when your body becomes old, when it cannot earn any money, then what happens? Vartam kopina prichati gehe. Then you won't find even one person who will talk with you even a one word. When you become old, they'll just keep you outside of house and nobody likes to talk to you. The people for whom you are working whole life, they won't even care for you. Oh, useless fellow, old fellow, let him sit outside. So why you are working so hard for these people? Bhajagovindam, 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 Mudamate, Samprapte, Sanhite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati. So you are working for all your life for this possessiveness, this attachment for these people, but they won't care for you when you have become old. So you have uselessly wasted your full your youth in trying to maintain them. But when you are old, they won't care for you. So use your time, use your ability, use your energy in the development, in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. So here he says, when you have so much possessiveness, when you have, I have this, I have that, then so much disturbance comes. As soon as you give up your possessiveness, then there is no disturbance. You feel completely happy. So even when Prabhupada was there, one businessman, he comes and says the same thing. And too much, problem, too much trouble. Prabhupada says, just give up that. Just be like us. You'll be happy. But he won't do that. He won't do that. Simply, he won't do that. In spite of all kinds of problem, he's ready to take up all kinds of problem just to maintain his ego. So what we should do here, what is the thing? Ishavashamidam sarvam yakkincha jagatyam jagat tena tektena gunjitam agrata kasya svitanam. Whatever is given to you by Lord on your, according to your karma, just accept that and don't be envious of others, trying to how I can gain like them, how I can, improve my situation. No, don't try to improve your material situation. Try to improve your, spiritual bank balance. That will help you. What is the use of improving your material bank balance? Anyway, you will leave or it will leave you. So this is how we should learn from this eagle, that we should give up our possessiveness and attachment, then you will feel happy. Then it comes to child, Bhalavat. Because previously the Yadu Maharaj, he was addressing that Avadhuta Brahmana as Bhalavat. You are looking like a child. So he's saying, yes, I have learned few things from child also. What you have learned from child? He says that when you see a child, the two children, like for example, there are two neighbors and two children, they came and they started fighting. And after fight, what happened? Their parents, they came and the parents start fights. Then two family got into a big fight. And then what happened? After 3-4 days, they don't talk with each other. The parents, they don't talk with each other. But if you see the children, they come and they start talking with each other and they are playing together very happily. And then what happened? For this child, they were fighting, and now this child, if you see, they are not fighting anymore. They are together. They are very happily going with each other. But these parents still they are fighting. Why? Because they have this ego. They want this respect. So they are fighting. But children, they don't care for this respect or ego. They don't have all these things. They're just very happy. They just accept. They just forget about all the old things, and then together they start playing. So this is how the devotee should be. Devotee should not be caring too much about honor or dishonor. In this world, you will get both the things. Sometimes you get honor, sometimes you get dishonor. So what we can do, we should not think, we should not be concerned about too much about our, honoring or dishonoring. We should be equal in both the situation. Like small child, if you come to a child and say, oh, you're looking very beautiful, very charm, very nice, like my king, my kanna, we pat the child in so many good words, child will laugh. And at the same time, you come to a child, oh, you rascal, you small rascal, you are such a small thief. Like that, if you start, scolding the child, still the child will laugh. Child will never think bad. The similar way with a devotee, sometimes some may come and praise the devotee. Devotee doesn't care. Sometimes it will come. Some people will come and they start fighting. They start shouting. Devotee just doesn't care. He will just give a small smile and he will just go away. Because for him, it's not important whether someone is praising or not. We should be concerned about only Lord. Whether Lord is very happy or not. Whether Lord, if he is dissatisfied, then we should be concerned. If people are praising us or are disrespecting us, it has no any value, because these people, they will always change. Today, whomever is praising us, tomorrow they will disrespect us. So from these people, we don't have to get all this, whether honor or dishonor. We should not be concerned about it. So this is what I learned from the child. This is what he says. Tulya ninda sutir mauni santushto yena kena chitu aniketo stiram adir bhaktimanya samepriya. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Tulya ninda stuti. Tulya. He should be balanced in ninda and stuti. Ninda means blasphemy and stuti means glorifying. So we should be equal from both the point of view. How we can be equal? So when somebody is scolding us, we should understand, yes, whatever he is scolding, it is correct, and he should be scolding more than this. If somebody is saying, you are such a rascal, yes, I'm not just rascal, I'm thief, I'm useless, I'm Richard, I'm more than a rascal, I'm fool. So like that he should think. Actually, we have all kinds of bad qualities. So you are actually, speaking very less bad qualities about me, and I have so many bad qualities, actually, if you see. So this is how a devotee should think. Yes, I need this. This is correct. Whatever he's saying, it is correct. And when somebody is praising, then we should immediately see this praise belongs to my Guru, belongs to Krishna. It doesn't belong to me. So in this way, he can stay away from both stuti and ninda. So this is how we should learn. And then he speaks about a young girl. So we have only 3-4 more. We'll complete as soon as possible. So what happened? He learned this from a young girl. When he was going to Bhiksha, when he was taking alms, he goes to one house and he sees a young girl in that house. So what that girl is doing, she's alone and her parents are outside. Nobody is there. She's alone there. And some relatives have come to the house to see that girl, to ask her for marriage. So some relatives have come. Now this girl is alone. So what she's doing, she goes inside house and she starts preparing some food items for these relatives. And while preparing the food item, she's making some kind of food by grinding, from banging. She's making some food. And when she is working with her hands, she has so many bangles. So these bangles are making so much noise. And she's imagining, she's thinking that when these bangles are making noise, it will be a disturbance for the guest. And this guest will think, oh, what is this? We have come here to see this girl for marriage, and even in this auspicious day, she has to work at home. She doesn't have anybody, any servant at work, to do this work. So what kind of family is this? They cannot afford even a servant during this kind of day, and only this girl has to work. So what kind of family is this? They may think like this. So thinking like this, what this girl has done, she has removed the bangles from her hands. Now she has only 2 bangles in each hand, and she starts again doing her work. Even with this 2 bangle, it was making noise. Then she removed 1 bangle from each hand, and she has only 1 bangle in each hand. Now she is doing her work. Now there is no more sound. Now this Uddhava Brahmana, he is looking at this thing and he learned a lesson from this. What is that? Here some beautiful analogy is given. What is an analogy? This girl, she is alone, and this girl's position is compared to a Jnana Yoga path. In Jnana Yoga path, what happens? He is alone. The Jnani is alone. And in the path of Jnana Yoga, the Jnana Yogi should be alone also. Alone means when there are too many Jnanis together, then they will make noise. They will make useless arguments. In Jnana Yoga process, the Jnana Yogi has to do everything alone. If there are too many Jnanis, then each one will have their own opinion and they will make fights and nobody can come to any conclusion. So they do their work alone. So this is the path of Jnana Yoga. So in Jnana Yoga process, we should stay alone and we should contemplate and we should reach our destination. This is for Jnana Yoga. But in Bhakti Yoga, it is very different. Now Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains how this works for Bhakti Yoga. Now this girl, now consider this girl is a daughter of a huge king. When she is a princess, what she will do? She will wear all kinds of ornaments. Not only just bangles, she will wear all kinds of ornaments. And along with the ornaments, she is making some food items, and this is making so much noise. And with this noise, she is preparing something and she is offering it to the guest or to her husband. So this can be compared to Bhakti Devi. So Bhakti Devi, what she does, she is the Krishna's product, Krishna's expansion. So she has all kinds of ornaments. And what is the ornament for a Bhakti Devi? Devotees. So she wears all kinds of devotees as her ornament. And when devotees are making noise, she is preparing this bhakti and she is offering this to the Lord, that is her husband. So in Jnana Yoga process, one has to stay alone, one has to stay awake, one has to stay alone, and he has no any help to do. But in Bhakti Yoga process, they can be together, they can make some noise, and with this noise, she is preparing something and she is offering to the Lord. So that's a beauty of Bhakti Yoga. In Jnana Yoga, you have to stay alone. In Bhakti Yoga, you have to stay together, and while making huge noise, transcendental sound, we can cook something or we can make something and we can offer it to the Lord. So this we are learning from this unmarried young girl. So this he says, from young girl, I have learned this. So now he comes to an arrow maker. Now we have only 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we are at 20th. He sees an arrow maker. What happens once he sees an arrow maker? So he's making his arrow. He's trying to look at the size of the arrow, the weight, the breadth of the arrow, the length of the arrow, and the sharpness of the arrow. He was very busy in making this arrow. When he was making these arrows, the huge procession happens. The king, with all his paraphernalia, with so much music and noise, he was just going in a procession on the street. But this arrow maker's, attention did not get diverted. He was completely absorbed in making this arrow. And after finishing his arrow, he saw, oh, king was going, king's procession happened. He was not disturbed. So I learned something from this. What did you learn from this? What did you learn from this arrow maker? First of all, this arrow maker, he fixed his target. Okay, I want to, hit this target. And to hit this target, I need this kind of arrow with this kind of weight, because if it is too much heavy, it cannot, reach to distant places. So my arrow should be lightweighted, and it should reach this much place, and it should hit the target here, and it should, get the target. So first of all, he fixes his target in his mind, and with his target in his mind, he is now working. Now when he's working, even though there may be so many disturbances around, still he is fixed because his target is fixed. So in the similar way, when our target is fixed in spiritual life, then we will not be disturbed. If our target is not fixed, then we will be disturbed at each and every point of time. So that's why in our spiritual life, we should fix our target. We should think what we are doing, why we are doing, and what is our goal, what we want to achieve, and we should start working for it. If you start working for that, then any disturbance may come, your diversion, your mind will not get diverted. In the midst of so many diversion, you will be fixed up. If you don't have fixed goal, then even if you are staying in a very calm place, your mind won't be fixed. It will be diverted. It will be thinking here and there. You may be staying in some, in the middle of city, but your goal, your goal is preaching, your goal is Krishna. So you will be working very, very sincerely to that point. You won't get diverted. Otherwise, if you don't have that resolution in your mind that my goal is this, without that resolution, even if you are staying in very calm place like a forest, your mind won't be satisfied. Your mind won't get this concentration. It will be diverted. So that's why Ramanujacharya says, what is dhyana? How the dhyana should be. Taila dharavat avichinna smritisara bhakti santanu rupam. The dhyana should be like a taila dharavat, like an oil. When you pour oil, the oil flows like this. There is no any diversion. When you pour water, it just spits, just splits here and there, and there will be so many branches. But when you pour oil, it just goes in the same manner. The similar way, our attention towards our goal should go like that, without any diversion. There will be so many diversions, but when your goal is fixed, you won't get diverted. That's why Srila Prabhupada says, if one has to fix his mind, then what he has to do? He says he should take the Guru's instruction as the goal of his life, as the soul and goal of his life, like Srila Prabhupada has done. Vivasatmika buddhir ekeha kurnandana bahushakat anantascha buddhaya avivasayana. When describing these words, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, how we will get this Vivasatmika buddhir, this one single point attention of mind, how you will get that? When somebody accepts that Guru's word or Guru's order as one's life's ultimate goal, then he will have this fixed kind of intelligence, like Srila Prabhupada has done. Srila Prabhupada took the instruction of his Guru and he fixed in his mind, this is my goal of life. And with this goal of life, he was working all his life. He was not diverted, even though so many disturbances, so many failures, so many things, so many things he has seen, but still he was working for that and he achieved it. So that's how our mind should be. When your target is fixed, you won't get disturbed. When your target is not fixed, even in the midst of so many peaceful thing or so many devotees, you will be disturbed. What is the use of devotees association or kirtan or lecture if your goal is not fixed? If your goal is just come and just be here as some religious activity, as some pious activity, as some good time pass, then your mind won't be satisfied and it won't have the proper point of attention of Krishna or the goal of attaining Krishna. So we should first of all have this Vyavasatmika Buddhi. Then he comes to next thing is called snake. From snake what we are, that is python, that is different snake and this is different snake. From snake what we are learning? From snake what we learn is the snake stays alone. Similarly, the sannyasis, they stay alone. They stay alone. Sadhus, they stay alone. They don't stay in a group. But for devotees, it is different. Here he is speaking about in those days, the sannyasis. And the snake is always moving. It doesn't stay in one place. It is always moving. So in the similar way, we should be always moving also in our movement. Movement, we say International Society for Krishna Consciousness Movement. Why? It is movement. We should be always moving ahead. If there is no movement, then we will be drawn back. We'll be gliding down. So we should be always striving to improve ourselves. There should be some movement. And also the snake is very alert. As soon as it hears some small sound, it just runs away. In a similar way, we should be also very alert always. We should never trust our senses, our mind, because at any time it may drag us down. So whenever there's a chance for some sense objects and sense gratification, we should be immediately alert and we should withdraw our senses from the sense object. And it is secluded, it stays alone again, and it works like unrecognized. The snake you cannot recognize very much, it just works unrecognized. So similarly, the sadhu, he just makes all his endeavor unrecognized. He doesn't take any recognition for himself. He works unrecognized. And also it moves without companion. You don't see snakes are going together in a group. It is moving always in a single way. And also similar way, the sannyasis, they also travel alone. They don't travel with a group. Why? To experience the abhayatvam, to experience the Lord's protection. If he's going with a group, he knows, they will make some arrangements. But if he's going alone, then he's completely dependent on Lord's mercy. So this he should learn, this sannyasi should learn, that he likes to travel alone. And also he is saying, the snake, what it does, it doesn't build its own house. What happens? Some ants, they make their house, and the snake goes inside and throws away this ant and stays inside. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada also used to tell about this in USA. When he was in USA, he says, all these rascals, all these people, they work hard, they make all these big buildings. We come and we take up this for Lord's service. Let these people work hard and we will come use of it. So here he says that like that. So what sadhus they do, they just go and take advantage of hard earned money from different people and they use it in the Lord service. This we learn from the snake. And then he speaks about 23rd, he speaks about spider. Yata uranavir hridayat urnam santataya vikritaha taya vihritta bhuyastam krashyanti eva maheshwaraha. What this spider is doing, when it wants to create something, when it wants to play something with its own saliva, it is making a cobweb. It makes a cobweb and it brings a prey. It just plays inside insects, eats that insects, and when that spider is moving inside that cobweb, it is not entangled. Other creatures, they get entangled, but spider doesn't get entangled. It just plays for some time, and when there's a time to withdraw, it withdraws everything inside it and then goes away. The similar way, when Lord, when he wants to play, what he does, he makes his own creation and then brings all the jivatmas, then keeps them for some time, and then when he wants to withdraw, he just withdraws and goes away and keeps everything inside and he goes to sleep. That's what he says. Yata uranabi hridaya. He doesn't need any external endeavor. Lord doesn't need any external endeavor, external help to create all this creation. He does on his own. He does creation, destruction, and maintenance on his own. So this we learn all these things in the creation part, Pradhana, Mahatattva, how Lord is creating everything from his own energy and then maintains and then withdraws. In Tamil, there is one nice shloka from Kambaramayana. The Lord, he creates, he maintains, he destroys, and he does everything as a play. As a play means without any extra endeavor. Just simple thing for him. For Lord, this creation and maintenance is just simple thing. It's as easy as breathing. This is what we hear from Sri Brahma Samhita. What Lord does, he just exhales and inhales. With this, he creates so many universes, he maintains and again destroys. It's so easy for the Lord. So this I have learned from this spider. And then the last thing, 24th. He's speaking about, what is it in English? In Tamil, we call it as Kulavi. But in English, what do you say? What is there for Kulavi? I don't know. In English, what is the name for that? Does anybody knows? Kulavi we say. Anyway, there is a one kind of insect. What it will do? It will bring a prey. It will bring some small insect and it will keep in its cave and always looking at that prey. This prey, it's always looking at that insect. Just by looking at the insect and because of fear, it is always thinking about the insect. This insect has gone outside. This insect has gone outside and this prey is always thinking about the insect. Oh, it will come, it will kill me, it will eat me, it will kill me, it will come, it will eat me, like that. It is always thinking about that insect. Just because of that too much of thinking about that insect and leaves the body, again in next birth, it becomes that insect. Moth, I think moth. I don't know. There is one insect. So that's why I don't know. In Tamil, I can explain it nicely. In English, I'm a little bit wasp. Yes, wasp. You can search wasp. Wasp.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It is mud wasp or mud dauber.
Yeah, mud wasp. Yeah, mud wasp. Yeah.
Mud wasp or mud dauber. DAUBER.
DAUBER, dauber. Okay.
DAUBER or mud wasp, because it makes that it's dwelling with the mud, not like ordinary wasp.
Yes. So mud wasp. So what it does, it just brings the prey, the small insect, it keeps inside, and then this small prey is always thinking about that mud wasp, whether it will come and kill me. So because of too much of concentration and dhyana, it leaves the body, and in next life it takes up the body. We know this shloka, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejantante kalevaram. So in the similar way, I learn from this the power of meditation. When I meditate, when I leave my body, I will definitely attain that. That I have learned from this mud wasp. Yatra yatra manodihi dharaye chakalam dhiya sneha dveshad bhavyad vapi yata tattat swarupatam. It says, yatra yatra manodihi dharaye chakalam dhiya. Whatever situation that you think of all the time, how? Sneha, either by friendship, dvesha, or as an enmity, or bhaya, or out of fear. So these are the three causes that you think about something all the time, either by friendship, or as an enmity, or by means of fear. So with these three things, if you start thinking about something again and again and again, then when you leave this body, definitely you will attain that body. Definitely you will attain that swarupa. So that's why even in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says, Yena tena prakarena mana krishna niveshayet sarva vidhi nishayadasyor etayor eva kinkaraha. Somehow or other, make your mind Krishna consciousness. If you have done this, then that is the essence of all literature. Then all other statements in the Vedic literature are just subservient for all this, subservient for this information. But we know we should not think Krishna out of enmity or out of fear. We should think Krishna in a very easier way, in a very friendly manner. That's why we say anukulya sankalpaha. We should have a favorable thought process towards devotional service, not inimical, not unfavorable devotional service. So in this way, by seeing this mud wasp, I have learned the quality of concentration or dhyana. I have learned this. So in this way, so by explaining these 24 things, I have learned all these 24 things. But one more thing, from this body, from my own body, I have learned also so many things. He says, what did you learn from your own body? And he says, this body, if you see, this body by any way, by any means, it is going to be a ash or food for some animals, or when the germs, when they eat, it becomes like a stool. So this body, whatever you do, how much protection you give, how much you keep it very safely, very nicely, this body will become either of these three things. So what is the use of keeping, maintaining this body so nicely? So I left my attachment for this body. Just I'm just maintaining this body as a sake of maintenance. With this body, we have so many other, attachment with, even we are not this body, and with this body we have so many other relatives, like we have wife, children, relatives, and along with this body we have money, place to work, and we have servants. So all these things are meant for my sense gratification. So what I have done, I have left my attachment for this body, and when I left this attachment for this body, all these things have gone away from me. Like Parikshit Maharaj, when he heard that he is going to die, he left everything, just like a person after passing stool in a toilet, he just comes out of the toilet without any attachment. When we pass stool, we don't think, oh, this is my stool, how I can leave this. Similar way, when we are leaving this world, when we develop attachment, we should not be so much scared. I'm leaving all this thing. We should feel disgusted with all this thing, and we should get out of this world. This is how we should learn this detachment from this world. And he says this body produces so many seeds in the form of karma. So I should finish this body by not producing any more seed, by not producing any more karma. And this body, if you see, it is full of senses. These senses are compared to different wives. So when you have one wife, it is very difficult to satisfy one wife. When you have too many wives, everybody is pulling each other in a different direction. The similar way, this body, the senses are pulling in different direction the person, and whatever you try to satisfy the senses, it is ungrateful, it will never get satisfied. You try to satisfy your eyes by looking at so many things, but after some time the eyes won't hear your instructions. It will give more and more trouble. Similarly, I try to satisfy my senses in so many ways, but most miserably they are giving me so much trouble. So what I have done, I was thinking I should better give up this endeavor to gratify the senses. So he says the Lord has created so many forms in this material world. He has created so many different living entities, but after creating this human being, the Lord thought, okay, this is the proper perfect form to attain me. So in this human form of life, we have Purushatve cha avishtaram atma. When you have this human form, it is a best thing. It's a best chance to get out of this world. So what we have to do, just accept Lord as our protector, as our shelter, and just try to execute his order. And by this, when we should not try to compete with the animals. Animals, they have this different ability to do different things. So if you are human, if you start competing with animals in the matter of food, shelter, sex, and dependency, then we are just, we can be even taken birth as animal. We have given higher responsibilities. So we should stop this animalistic way of life, trying to do this rat race, and we should try to be like a human being. Human being means atado brahma jignasa. They should have this thought process, and they should dedicate their life in search of God, and they should attain the ultimate liberation. So that should be the goal of life. Labdhva sudurlavamidam bahusambhavante manusham artadam atipam api haloka turyam yatayatat padate anubhritti yavan. So this we learn. Even Srila Prabhupada quotes this shloka many times. Labdhva sudurlavamidam bahusambhavante. After many millions of birth, we get this human birth of human body. So we should make full use of it. In this way, the Lord is our only shelter. We should take his protection, and we should not think too much about our material situation. We should just engage ourselves in Lord's service. This is the only thing And this I have learned from all these different kinds of guru. So one should try to learn about Lord from different places, not from one place, from different places. So I have got different kinds of guru. So what does it mean, different kinds of guru? So we should not think now we can also go different kinds of guru. He says there is only one Diksha Guru, but we can take many Siksha Guru. We can take many Sikshas from different kinds of people. And also what he's saying, the Guru, he will instruct the disciple in different departments of knowledge, not only a single kind of knowledge. He will develop, he will teach the disciple through different types of knowledge. So that is called different kind of Guru. And also there is different meaning. Like when Guru is teaching you something, you try to apply this knowledge in different places and try to learn, not just theoretical. We hear and then we keep it in our mind. No, we should try to apply this knowledge in different circumstances and try to learn, try to realize the instruction of Guru. That's why we learn all these things. This is not even spiritual thing. Whatever we have discussed, it's not spiritual. We all know, we all observe this, but we never learn anything. Pashyan apina pashyati. We observe so many things, but we never learn anything from this. So here he's saying, just open your eyes and start seeing this world and start learning from this world. Start realizing from this. When you want more knowledge, then tasmat etat guru prapatyeta jignasu shreya uttamam. Tad vijnanatam gurumeva avisagavechet. When you have this inquisitiveness, to make this inquisitiveness more proper, more channelized, more perfect, then you approach a guru. Then you try to understand from him the real absolute truth. Then you can attain moksha. So this is how he is finishing his conversation. When he finishes his conversation, Yadu Maharaj become very happy. Then he did not go back to his kingdom. Okay, start ruling. No. As soon as he heard, he renounced everything and he went back to the forest to do tapasya. This is real form of hearing. When you hear, when you do it. When I say, okay, who is here? Radha Prana Kannaya Prabhu, please unmute. Radha Prana Kannaya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
You see, when I say Radha Prana Kannaya Prabhu, please unmute, what he is doing? He is unmuting. He just does that. I'm telling him repeatedly, Prabhuji, please unmute, please unmute, please unmute. He just hearing. Actually, he's not hearing. Why? Because there is no practical application. When there is a practical application, that is the real form of hearing. So here after Yadu Maharaj has heard, he just renounced and took up this detachment form of life. Same thing happened in Dhruva's story also. Dhruva Maharaj, he was ruling his country for ruling this place for 36,000 years. And when there was a fight between Yaksha and Dhruva Maharaj, after the fight, Swayambhuva Manu comes and he instructs. Then after receiving the instruction, immediately he left everything, went to the forest, starts meditating, and then this Pushpa Vimana comes and takes the Dhruva away. So that was the case when those great personalities, when they hear, immediately they will apply. But for us, it takes time because we are never used to hear all these things. And our quality of living, our quality of understanding, our quality of execution is very, very less. That's why we are here. As soon as when Krishna starts, when Krishna said, okay, come back to me, so many people they left in Satya Yuga. And Treta Yuga, he again comes and then he pulls back something. In Dwapara Yuga, Krishna comes and devotees come, they said, come back. Shastra speaking, and then so many people, so many Atmas men. Those who are adamant, those who don't want to go, those who are Didhavrata, Matirna Krishna Parata Satova, Vito Pipatyata Grahavratanam. Grahavratas means those who have taken vows that I will never leave this world, I want to live in this world. For this kind of people we are, we are like fourth class people. So for us, we have to hear this again and again and again and again. At one point of time, we will understand, yes, renunciation we should take. So renunciation is not different from bhakti. As soon as you develop your bhakti, then renunciation automatically comes. What's that shloka? When you do bhakti, then Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatu Ashu Vairagyam Jnanamtaya Chahitukam. So renunciation automatically comes when we start doing our bhakti, and also at the same time we should cultivate renunciation also. It doesn't happen immediately. It doesn't happen automatically because we are used to do this automatic process. When we are in animalistic life, Like when we are, like in the form of insects or in the form of war, no insect will, do any kind of tapasya to get higher form of life. It is just happening automatically. So in the similar way, in the human form of life also, we are thinking everything will happen automatically. No, when we come to human form of life, we should make endeavor to upgrade ourselves. So we should make our endeavor to upgrade ourselves. That's why we need book Bhagavata and devotee Bhagavata. In book Bhagavata, we may read something and we may forget. So when we are under some instruction, when we are under the guidance of some Bhagavata, some devotee, he can guide us to this detachment. So we should hear, we should learn all these things around, but we should approach a guru, take guidance and follow his instruction. In this way, we will develop detachment very quickly. Like this conversation gets end, and I'm finishing here also. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words about this Uddhava Brahmana. And sorry, I have rushed a few things. I could not completely give full understanding. So whatever is understood, we have done. And in the future, when we have some good amount of time, we can take some good topics. Already we have discussed that we will speak from Vedic Purana, Vedic and Upanishadic overview. I already fixed some date. So if that is fixed, then we'll have a little detailed explanation from that also. So thank you, and if there is anything, you can say now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for your patience and giving 2 hours class. It was so wonderful and we don't want to miss out. That's the reason I told us to proceed. Because it was very essential subject for everybody, all are interested. Otherwise, we should have keep a 3-day session. We missed out and we kept for 2 days, so we want to complete it. Anyway, thank you very much for such a wonderful lecture, and hope everybody will get benefited from this. So we will look forward more association in future days. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. On behalf of all Kanya Desh devotees, we wish to thank you and pray to Lord Krishna to give more and more opportunities as well as your spiritual progress. So we will chant Hare Krishna mantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I have given my mobile number also in the chat place. So if anybody has any questions, because we could not discuss much, and yesterday also 2 devotees asking questions, I could not completely give answer also. I felt like that. So if anybody has any questions or comments, they can take this number and they can send me.
Any questions you can directly ask to Prabhuji through that mobile number. Prabhuji will be available in WhatsApp. Please note it down. And another thing.
Yes, Lord.
Actually, we have a very sad news. One of our devotee, Vimla Mataji's sister's husband got expired today morning. So we have to pray to Lord Krishna for the departed soul. So all together, please chant for the departed soul for go back to Godhead by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamudra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Also, today we have a very wonderful session in the evening. We have Jagannath Yatra. So we are starting the festival from today onwards. And today we have His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Sai Maharaj will be giving wonderful pastimes of Lord Jagannath today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, 3 days session. Today it will be starting at 6 p.m. So please don't miss it out. Also on 23rd, we are planning a E-Rath Yatra especially for Middle East people. It will be, the details will be announced and you have to register for that one. So everybody will be getting the opportunity